Right, your
I
hand.
just wanted to make a follow-up to what Jay said, the heart and the mind. And one of the things that Mahatma Gandhi mastered was the ability to speak with his mind and his heart. I don't think that the farthest distance is between the North Pole and the South Pole. I am of the opinion that the farthest distance is between our mind and our hearts. And that's where the problem lies. You are asking, why is it that we can't practicalize, some of these great things that we identify, or some of these great ideals that we resonate with when we look at the life of Mahatma Gandhi? That's where the thing is. We don't speak with our minds and our heart. We are yet to harness that ability, where a public figure is able to speak with their heart and mind simultaneously. If you ask me, that's where the problem is. And the solution can only be when we get to master the ability to speak with our mind and our hearts at a go, hand in hand. Thank you.
Yes, Stefan.
Yeah, I didn't say anything when it came to the aspect of belonging. Because if you see, for example, my way of life, my soul is in a way partially Russian or universal, I don't know anymore. There was a moment in my life that people thought I was lost as a person. And I make jokes now at international conferences. Maybe, okay, that's years ago, huh? I have an identity crisis. So because I am of Russian descendants, which is not popular these days, my children bear the consequences of that and they're living in Belgium and in Swaziland. While my family escaped Russia 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, because my grandfather was decapitated during the Russian Revolution. So what we have left is a Russian name and partially a Russian, part of the Russian soul, which is in us. The soul is beyond the mind, beyond the heart, okay? That is the eternal connection that I was talking about, eternal energy. So, as a mediator, I have an advantage as a mediator, as a quality of a mediator, in that way that I transcend belonging. It makes it easier for me to be neutral in a mediation, because I live and I am of different cultures. I don't belong nowhere. I transcended the belonging. I had it difficult to say this, but I want to say this. Probably this is also the first time in my life I say this in public. I don't belong nowhere, and I don't have pity of myself that I don't belong. I feel very well with this, very happy. I feel in a way so happy that I'm beyond belonging now. And I hope one day my own children understand that, because I would really wish that for most people to belong nowhere anymore. This belonging is connected to your comfort zone. And as long as everybody is in his own comfort zone and saying, yeah, I belong there and I feel okay there, that is your mind who doesn't want to adapt to change. The mind has it really difficult to accept change, because in the last conversation we had last week, I said there is one constant in life, and that constant is that everything changes all the time. And I see it with my friends who are in politics in Belgium, for example, and they were at the local level, then they transcended, they go to the national level, and then they go to the European level. And what I see is that They think their mind is more open, while their mind is absolutely not. I say your garden, your thinking, your ego, instead that it's limited in the beginning to a village, then to a city, then it was a country, and your garden is still a garden even if you call it Europe, because there is only the universe. Only all these distinctions that we make, countries, we created it. The world was created without borders. So we create our own comfort zone, while there is only what is. So when I do a mediation, I try to understand everybody because I try to make people understand each other, is that they're living in their own space, while there is the space of the other. I'm opening up their minds to make them understand there is the other. And I must say, in Africa, I appreciate a lot. Victor, I'm going to, on your Ubuntu part there, Africans live much more through relationships. It's not about me and the other, they are together. So they are an example of a different way of life. Their accent is not on the individual, but the accent is they live through relationships. So I'm living now here 17 years, so I can say I understand more. I'm not here to tell them what to do. Where I can contribute, I contribute to progress in life. We have construction, Western construction, to try to progress in life, but Africans, they just are. They're really more into being. And this is very important where we can learn from each other. Diversity is very important in life. That's the richness of life, that we are all created different. And we see it as a duality always. While it's not always a duality, it's just part of the whole. And we see duality always as conflict, which is not necessarily conflict. We have to make a decision between what is and what we perceive. And that I'm convinced there is something more than your heart and your spirit. Higher consciousness. Higher consciousness is when you touch being beyond intelligence. These are a few things I want to share with you, and it is absolutely not my goal to be right or to be wrong, because I'm also beyond that.
Yes, Teresa. Teresa wanted to say something.